everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I'm doing another just nice and easy wintry design. So we're going to be using this beautiful bronze dust in today's video from Tia's Beauty. It's absolutely stunning, holographic, just beautiful. So first things first, I'm going to apply my base colour to my nails. I'm using different shaped tips again because I'm trying to do like a different shape in some videos, like just so you can see different designs on different shapes instead of the usual either basically just almond or just square, like, you know, the normal shapes. So I'm using up some press-ons that I've got that I just don't really use, so I can use those for designs for the channel. So I'm using Nude Mood as my base. For once I am not using Peachy Nude, as much as I absolutely love Peachy Nude and it really would go with this set. I was very tempted to, but then I thought, no, do you know what, it's probably time I used a different colour at least just once as my base. And Nude Mood is definitely a very close like second, like favourite. I absolutely love Peachy Nude, but Nude Mood is also beautiful. So this one is also from Gel Perfection. As you can see, it's just a stunning colour. It's got really good coverage considering it's a nude colour, because sometimes nudes can be a bit wishy-washy, but this one is beautiful. And it's got ever such a slight shimmer to it, which I'm not sure whether you can see on camera or not, but it is very, very slight. So this is perfect for clients who want shimmer and also perfect for clients who don't, because it is really subtle. So that's good. It's good for everyone basically. It's just a beautiful colour. It matches everyone's skin tone. I've not put it on anyone and thought, oh, that doesn't really go with your skin. It's just stunning. So while those are curing, I'm going to do a second coat of this. And this time I'm only going to half cure because I want to put my dust onto this coat. So I'm not even going to put this one in the lamp because I want to make sure that they all only half cure. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to paint this one and I'll pop it to the side. I'm going to paint the other two and then pop them all in at the same time. So I've done that, I've put them in the lamp. I'm only half curing because I want it to be tacky for my dust to stick to, and Gel Perfection's colours don't have a massively tacky layer. So I want to make sure that it's tacky enough for it to stick. And then I'm going to use a fluffy brush. I'm just going to clean it off quickly. So I'm just going to get a lint-free wipe and just go over that, make sure it's clean. This is what it looks like. It's just a nice soft, fluffy, like makeup sort of brush. And I'm going to use this to apply my dust to the nail. So I've finished in the lamp now. So I'm just going to take them all out. I'm going to go into my dust and I'm just going to apply it to the free edge area. So I'm going to start I want quite a lot on my brush when I start at the bottom, and then as I go up I want a bit less on my brush because I want it to sort of like blend in. Put in a bit more because I want it to go further up, and then when I get to the point where I want it to sort of start blending, I'm going to get the excess off my brush and then go back in. And that's the easiest way to get it to blend up instead of giving it all really like full concentrated glitter. Like so. Dust off any excess with that brush. I chose this colour because it's nice and subtle, so we're still going to be able to see what we put on top. And then once I've done that and created that blend, we're going to pop it into the lamp for another 30 seconds because obviously at the moment this polish is only half cured and we don't want half cured product on anyone. Zoom in and actually make sure I focus this time. Again, popping quite a lot on my brush, getting that on. And then once that is nice and concentrated, I'll then get off any excess from my brush and then start just blending it up. To get that nice ombre sort of effect. Just off any excess, and then again popping that into the lamp for another half cure, and then we're going to do it again. So again, quite a lot on my brush. Get that area nice and opaque, dust off any excess, and then go in up the rest of the nail. Super easy way to get a nice blend. You can also do this to get an ombre as well, which I might do in another video with these dusts because they look really effective. But obviously you'd just do the bottom half and then the rest of it you could just blend the other colour in, which is perfect. So that's that. I'm going to pop that into the lamp for another 30 seconds. The other ones are cured now. So I'm just going to get a brush, make sure it's nice and clean, dust off any excess because we don't want the next step to stick to it. And then once you've done that, you can go in with the next step. If you do get anywhere that you don't want, like at the top area, you can just get rid of them, but I'm not too bothered, to be honest. So we've got now these three here. Let me just dust off this excess so it doesn't mess up my camera. Okay, so this is what they look like. I'm going to go in with a coat of base coat, only because I'm actually going to be using, I'm going to be doing some stamping, and I don't want to stamp on top of a rough surface. So we're going to go in with the base coat over the whole nail, floating it over, and then before I put it back into my bottle, I'll wipe it off to make sure that I've got all the excess glitter off it. But this is why it was important to get off the excess with that brush before this step. You're less likely to contaminate the gel that you use, but I would recommend having one just for glitter anyway, just in case. And then once I've done that, I'm going to pop that into the lamp for a full cure, which is 30 seconds for the base coat that I use. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the others. I do like to make sure that I've got enough on my brush to spread over the whole nail when doing it with glitter, because then I can do the whole nail without having to keep putting my brush back into my bottle. And then again, I'm going to pop that into the lamp. And then before I do put my brush back into the bottle, I'm just wiping off onto something nice and clean, nice clean surface to get any excess glitter off. Or I'll do this half first, it hasn't got any glitter on it, make sure that's all covered, and then I'll go back into my bottle and get enough to cover the rest of the nail. Just so I don't have to keep double dipping into my bottle after I've come into contact with the glitter, basically. Really making sure to cap those free edge. And then again, pop that in the lamp for a full cure. The first one is done now, I'm just going to reset it for that last one. It's really important that you capped it nice and obviously got all the glitter and stuff, because at this point obviously we've got to wipe off the tacky layer from the base coat, and if you didn't actually coat the glitter well enough, then obviously you'll be taking it off at this point, which is not what we want to do. So I'm just going to go in with that gel cleanser to take off all of that. I'm doing that on all three nails, and then all that's left to do is just finish off our design. Obviously you can do anything at this point. We've got a nice base here for any sort of design. You can do some hand painting, you can do some stamping, some foils, some decals, like whatever you want. I am going to do some stamping just because I love stamping, which you've probably guessed because I do it all the time on my channel. But the plate that I'm going to be using is, I'll show you in just a second. I'm just cleaning it off to make sure it's easier to see on camera. It's a Moira plate, and it is step by step plate 58, and you can see here it's got all these in, so you can do like different steps of a stamp to get different colours on the same image, which is really cool. But I'm going to be using these here. I'm not going to be using the outlines, literally just these ones, and I'm going to be doing them in white. I'm just going to get something to put underneath because stamping always makes a mess. Well, it's not the stamping that makes the mess, it's definitely me, but never mind. Just going to get rid of my base coat. So obviously I've got my plate. I'm going to get a scraper and a stamper and my stamping polish. I'm going to be using the white Moyu stamping polish because I do love the Moyu ones, and they're really easy accessible because they're on Amazon, so they can come next day if you've got Prime. And then I've got a lint roller next to me just to roll my stamper over to make sure it's nice and clean, ready for pickup. So, like I said, I'm going to be using those stars. I'm going to use this one first. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to use this area here. I'm trying to focus my phone in a place where you can see me stamping, but it's not going to affect the lighting of the video. I think that's about as good as we're going to get. If I pick that up, will it focus on it? Yeah, let's get those out of the way. twist this right to the corner. Right, so I'm going to go straight in with my white stamping polish, place that on the image, scrape at a 45-degree angle to get rid of any excess, roll over the image, and then there is the stars I've picked up. I'm going to get rid of some because I don't want it to be full on. I'm going to get rid of the small ones for a start, and then I'm going to get rid of this one, this one, this one, and this one. And then I'm going to place those 3 about there, and then 1 down here and 1 up here. Perfect. Super simple. And I've done all that with just 1 pickup of the image, which is the best thing about it. Obviously, if you're careful with where you're placing it and stuff like that, you can just pick up once instead of having to pick up every individual star, because that will take, of course, a lot longer. You can also just put a bit of polish on your plate, so you only pick up a certain amount of it, which obviously will make it quicker as well. This time I'm going to get rid of him, all these ones around the sides. I'm just picking at random basically, which ones I keep and which ones I don't. And then this time I'm just going to place all of those on the free edge area. Make sure it's nice and stuck, so that's that one. So that's what they look like so far. And then last but not least, I've got 1 more nail left. I'm just using acetone to clean off my plate. Brands will tell you that you need plate remover, and it probably does work great. I can't comment on whether it's good or not because I've never used it, but just know that you can use acetone. I've been to a couple of beauty shows now where they've been like, oh no, you can't use acetone, it'll ruin your plates and blah blah blah, but it's the only way that I've ever cleaned my plates, and all of mine are absolutely fine. So it's just one of those. I think sometimes they're just trying to get you to buy certain things. So this time I'm going to go in with these 2 down here, and then I'm going to place these, that tiny one at the bottom, I'm going to put right on the free edge, and then these ones I'm going to put across the middle. There we go. Super simple. So there's our 3 nails. I'm going to get rid of everything I don't need now, and then all that's left to do is top coat. So I'm going to get my top coat ready. These are the ones that I don't need yet. And then this is where your free edge area will come alive. Because we get to see the shine on that dust. I'm going to pop that in the lamp. I'm going to quickly top coat the other 2 and then I'll show you what they look like. So here is the finished look. I absolutely love how they turned out. Let me know whether this is something you would wear or not. I think that dust looks really pretty as the base of the design. And obviously you could use any coloured dust. It looked really cute with red, with some like candy canes on top or something like that. You could make it much more Christmassy. But for this time of year, I'm just trying to keep it winter based instead of Christmas. But yeah, let me know whether you'd wear this sort of thing and if you enjoyed this video. And thank you so much for watching as always. And I'll be back soon with another one. Bye.